Well, hello. I'm so glad that you found this video. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you're wondering about your abilities and how to develop them. I've had a lot of questions about this, and I've been sending out an email, and I realized it would be easier for me to just tell you the story. So here's some tips to get you started. First, everybody has abilities, some more naturally than others. Think about it this way. Some people are born really athletic and some people aren't. Some people are really good at math naturally and some aren't. So it's okay that you may not be in touch with your abilities, but if you have interest, this is the place to be. One thing that I really like is something called the Silva method, S-I-L-V-A method. I have the information in here on YouTube in my Learn folder and also in my meditation folder. I'm not going to launch into a big description, but I'm telling you it will really help you tune in, and it's a very short way to meditate and get to the right state of mind in order to invite spirit energy in. Now, the one that I've been listening to a lot before I do my readings is the Silva method called Mirror of the Mind. So find that in my YouTube. I'll also put it down below and then you can hit the link. As far as where to start, I think the first thing to clarify is, why do you want to do this? Definitely you don't want your ego because you're trying to impress people. This should be a reason why is maybe you want to help, you want to learn for yourself, you want to help friends and family, you just feel the call, whatever it might be. Just make sure your ego is not involved in this. This is all about you connecting to spirit. This is not about impressing people, okay? And ways to find out are things like, what are the things that interest you? Are you interested in astral projecting and remote viewing? Are you interested in tarot or runes or crystal balls or mirrors or none of them? Maybe astrology, maybe healing, maybe scrying, Wiccan, whatever it might be. The best thing to do is find people that are doing what you want to do and ask them if they'll mentor you, or at least watch their videos or learn about them. The other thing that's really important is you need to journal. And I know you're going to say, I don't have time for journaling. Do it on a voice if you have to. I like to handwrite. I think there's something cathartic about writing things down. The reason we do that is you're basically brain dumping everything that's going on in your life onto paper. Okay, so it gets it out of your mind. The more clear your mind is, the more you'll be able to accept that energy of other spirit. That's why a lot of people like to meditate. That's why I brought that up first thing. It also gives you some records moving forward, so you can check back and go, wow, look at all the progress, or I forgot that happened. Sometimes you have to connect the dots later on in time, and I find that comes up a lot. Let me see what else. Also, make sure that you put down what you're grateful for. If you can't think of anything, write 5 things you're happy about. You know, I'm glad my hair turned out today. I'm glad I got a cup of coffee. I'm glad my air conditioning is working. I'm so glad that dog stopped barking last night. I'm so happy and grateful now that, you know, I had a good night's sleep. Even the littlest things make a difference. When you put gratitude out, you start getting positive back. We want to start generating as much positive energy as possible. All right. Let me see what else. There are also 2 books that I very much like. There's one called Use the Force by Joshua P. Warren. And actually, I love his website. His website's a little bit, you know, what do I want to say? It isn't like this perfect, you know, well-groomed website, but he has so much good information on there. Honestly, he has been a huge mentor to me. So please check him out. I will also put the link below on that. The other book I really like is called Don't Just Sit There by Biet Simcom. Oh, let me back up. That book is called Use the Force. And there's also a book called Find Your Magic, or I think it's a PDF. That's really great too, by Joshua P. Warren. The book by Biet Simcom is called, let me see, Don't Just Sit There. It's like 40-something ways to get your meditation off the couch. It has easily digestible chapters and exercises, and you can do those in your journal. But it just talks about daily life and how to apply certain principles to your daily life, sort of as a meditative practice. I really love that book. I really, really recommend it. It is life-changing. I'm also reading a book or listening to it on Audible called E2 or E Squared by Pam Grout, G-R-O-U-T. Again, I will try to put all this information down below in the notes. This book is blowing my mind, you guys, about manifestation. I really recommend it. It also gives you an idea of how the universe works. So definitely listen to it. It's very, very easy to listen to if you don't want to read. So then, the next thing to do is start experimenting a little bit. Try different forms of divination. If you have an interest in runes or tarots or crystal balls or whatever, just get them, try them. You know, dowsing rods, whatever it might be. I found in my case, I used my intuition to get a basic understanding of the tarot cards, for example, and the oracle cards. I really didn't use the books. And I'm going to be teaching a class, by the way. If you have interest, I will bring that up and also put the link below. Let's see what else. There really is no wrong way to do these things, you guys. Know that you know. If you're wanting to tap into your intuition, use your intuition to tap into your intuition, if that makes any sense at all. Trust your gut. Know that you know. I say that all the time. All right. Then, another good thing to do is watch other psychics and mediums. I do that all the time. There's a few that I like very much here on YouTube. There's Minnow Pond, Chris Reck. He also teaches some terrific classes. I just like him. He's very straightforward. He gives you really good advice. Whether you believe the reading is for you specifically or not doesn't make a difference. Everything he says is very, very helpful. Also, there is, let's see, who else do I like? Familiar Witch. If you're more looking for love reading, she tends to go more towards a relationship thing. She kind of has a dull way of speaking, but she's very, very good at what she does. So if that doesn't bother you, great. Baba Jolie, you never see her face, but boy, do I love her. She is amazing. She goes super in depth. Baba Jolie. Again, I will link all these people for you. Also, Lily Light is beautiful, and Austin's Tarot. Those are all ones that I listen to. What I do is I load them into my watch later on my YouTube. When I go for my morning walk, which is, by the way, is part of my meditation, I listen to at least one of them on my way out. And when I turn around to come home, then I just speak to spirit. That's my form of meditation. So just another way you could do it. All right. So what else can I tell you? Also, I look for signs on my walks when I go on these walks. Sometimes I pick up little baubles. I actually have a video on my TikTok about that. I find everything from feathers to coins to bracelets and jewelry and notes sometimes on the ground and things like that. It's just a lot of fun. Just treat it like a treasure hunt. And it's good to get outside. It's really good for you too as well. Let's see. What else can I tell you? I'm just going to also mention my friend Cheryl. I think she's still doing this. Is on Instagram. She goes by Waking Fields. And she does a 7 a.m. California time or Pacific time bath. You've heard meditation like that. And she runs through it for you. You can just sit there and listen. I cannot sit still very long, so I love that she does this for me. So what I do is either lay on the bed and listen to her, or I actually sit in the bathtub while she's doing it. And it's really great. It makes you just feel so amazing. Another one you can do is take a good inventory of yourself. Okay, this is the hardest thing. And know your truth. Know thyself, as they said. The way you will know when you're getting spiritual input, and that way you will know you are living in integrity. Okay? Let me just read this to you. It's important you're aligned with your truth. That way, messages will be clear to you instead of tainted by ego or emotion. Other energies, etc., especially negative ones about yourself, can affect your clarity and even invite some unpleasant experiences. So you got to remember, if you're energetically in a really bad place, don't try to do divination work. Don't try to do this. Take the day off, take some time off, recenter yourself if you have to meditate, put on some happy music, something. But if you're in a bad mood, you're not feeling well, somebody upset you, something's bothering you, I really don't recommend doing this, because what happens is you're a frequency. Your frequency changes when you're not in a good mood, or you're not happy, or not feeling well, and then you're inviting spirit, and guess what? You're going to attract what you're putting out. So if you're putting out a negative energy, you're pulling in a negative energy, right? So keep that in mind. Super important. And then the last thing I want to talk about is start noticing things. I talk about this a lot. Be like hyper superstitious, okay? Don't assume anything's a coincidence. Don't go, oh, that's weird. It isn't. It is meant for you as a signal. All right, so for example, repeating numbers on the clock, a red bird just suddenly swooping towards you and then sitting on the ground staring at you, a dragonfly landing on your shoulder and sitting there. I had a firefly land on my shoulder last night, sit there and glow, which was the coolest thing ever. Things like a penny or a dime in your path. Do not brush any of this off. If you think you hear a voice, if you think you heard a word, or you saw somebody you knew, don't brush it off. Take note of it, okay? And I always say, thank you, spirit guides, just so they know I saw them. Because here's the thing, the more often you do that, not only are you sending gratitude to the universe, but it is indeed spirit guides, which it may not be all the time, but most of the time it is. Guess what they do? They hear you and they go, oh, Molly just recognized that I sent that red bird to her. I'm going to do more of that. So then I know every time I see a red bird, that's whoever I thought it was, or a spirit guide. If you don't know the spirit guide, doesn't matter. Just say, thank you. That's all matters. It's just an energy. So what else can I tell you? I I'm also setting up some workshops if you have interest in going more into some of these things. I will be doing workshops. I have one coming up this coming Tuesday, June 21st. This is 2022 when I posted this, at 8 p.m. Now, if you watch this video after that time, feel free to find me on MissMollyKnows.com. I will answer you if I have any classes coming up. I'm going to actually schedule some out, and I will put the schedule up as well. I haven't done that yet, but it will be there. And feel free to contact me anytime if you have questions. The best thing to do, again, is just to practice, trust yourself, have fun with it. Don't force anything. Allow things just to happen as you move forward, and trust yourself. All right, everybody. Good luck, and please let me know if you have any questions. Mwah.